Here are some morbid facts about Richard Ramirez. Like many other serial killers, Richard's childhood was far from pleasant. His father often physically abused him and would sometimes make him spend the night tied to a cross in a graveyard as a form of punishment. And when Richard was just 13, his cousin fatally shot his wife right in front of him. Ramirez was obsessed with satanic themes and symbols and would draw pentagrams on his victims' bodies. He would even force some of his victims to pray to Satan in their final moments instead of to God. In one of his interviews, Ramirez said, "When I die, I want to be buried with sunglasses on and my hands behind my head, so that when I deteriorate, I'll be the chillest skeleton in the graveyard." In 1996, a fan of Ramirez married him in prison after it was already proven he'd murdered 13 adults. But she broke up with him 12 years later when DNA evidence showed that he also killed a 9-year-old girl. These are some morbid facts about Jeffrey Dahmer. When Dahmer became obsessed with animal corpses by the age of 4, his chemist father was proud that Jeffrey appeared to have found a scientific passion. So he showed his son how to properly clean and preserve animal bones with bleach, the methods for which Dahmer would eventually use on humans. To keep them under his control, Dahmer not only drugged his victims, but even attempted to turn some of them into sex zombies. He would drill holes in their heads and pour hydrochloric acid inside while they were still alive. When police finally investigated Dahmer's apartment, the chief examiner said it was more like dismantling a museum than an actual crime scene. It was so full of mangled corpses that Dahmer ran out of room and had to store one in his bathtub, meaning he had been showering over a dead corpse every morning. Here are some morbid facts about John Wayne Gacy. After moving away from his extremely abusive parents, Gacy worked at a mortuary and realized that he enjoyed being around the dead. He eventually quit this job when he began fantasizing about sleeping with the bodies. The parents of one of Gacy's victims called police more than 100 times, urging them to investigate Gacy. Their son vanished in 1975 and had been one of Gacy's employees, but police never acted on it. Gacy's 5th victim, Francis Wayne Alexander, was only just identified last year. These creepy clown suits were removed from Gacy's home when he was arrested in 1978. While Gacy was an active killer, he met First Lady Rosalynn Carter because of his active involvement in Democratic politics. In this photo with her, the S-pin meant that he was safe enough to interact with the First Lady. Little did they know, he had murdered more than 20 young men and boys by this time.